Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are doing as usual. So, starting with today's class, that is from your general English, all right. So, the chapter that we were dealing with was the ailing planet, all right. The ailing planet, that is the green movement's role. So, for please, you do one thing, take out page number 43. So, we discussed little bit about the ailing planet in our last class, all right. So that is the first paragraph we have completed, all right, in the last class. So continuing with the second paragraph, let's start our today's class. All right, see, so we have shifted one hopes irrevocably. Now you will see here that in this chapter, in each and every line, the writer has put up the word, that is the pronoun we. All right, why? Because as I said already in our earlier class, that the planet is ailing, our planet Earth is ailing, and the people who are responsible for it are actually we, that is the human beings. All right, so that is why we see that in each and every line the writer is he has referred to the word we. All right, he is actually delivering these messages to the human beings. All right, so that is why he has said we. So we have shifted one hopes irrevocably from the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. So now what the writer is trying to say here, that irrevocably, see this word, that is he has said about irrevocably, that means unalterable, or a thing which cannot be changed. All right, a thing which cannot be altered. From the mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. So there should be shifting of perception. There should be shifting of our thinking. Okay, there should be shifting of our thinking capacity, of our thinking ability. That is from a mechanistic view to a holistic and ecological view of the world. Now it is very much mandatory, it is very much needed for all of us to understand that it is actually because of this natural world, it is actually because of our surrounding that we are able to survive on this earth. All right, if this natural world, if this ecology does not exist, we will be nowhere. Our existence will be at par. Our existence will be questioned. Okay, so it is a high time now that we must understand the relevance of nature. We must understand the relevance of our natural surrounding. Okay, so it is a shift in human perception, as I said now. It's all about understanding. And understanding will come based on observation. So nowadays what is happening, that we try to just evade the important issues that actually that is actually the sole root of our existence. Like for example, afforestation. We are supposed to do afforestation, we are supposed to motivate this concept of afforestation among the youths as much as we can. All right, but contrary to that, what we are doing, we are just cutting down the trees, isn't it so? We are doing the opposite thing only. Why? In order to fulfill our personal needs. We need house, people need house to live, people need shelter, people need furnitures, people need clothes, people need many other such stuffs which are required for fulfilling our daily needs. So we are just chasing after that. All right, and the moment we start chasing after that, what we are actually doing, we are actually destroying, deteriorating the condition of our earth. We are actually destroying our planet. All right, the planet which has been bestowing us with all kinds of facilities throughout the years, since the time we are born. but we are actually forgetting the essence of this planet. All right, how and why? You know, by in order to maintain our status, in order to compete with, you know, the world, in order to compete with other people who are, you know, excelling, we are who are actually going far better than us, isn't it? So in order to cope up with that race, the race is just there, you know, which can't be controlled. So we need to understand, is that really necessary in our life? The race that we are running for, is that really necessary? Please do think about this. All right, it is only by introspection, it is only by observation and understanding that we can feel the importance of our planet. Okay, and it is in our hand only, whether we make it or we break it. Okay, so my dear students, please give a thought on this and try to understand what the writer, that is Nani Palkhiwala, is actually trying to say for our betterment, for our future generations' betterment. So it is a shift in human perceptions as revolutionary as that introduced by Copernicus, who taught mankind in the 16th century that the Earth and the other planets revolved around the sun. Now, as you must be knowing, who was Copernicus? He was a famous mathematician and an astronomer, all right, who formulated this concept, you know, who formulated the fact that the sun is actually stationary, all right, in the center of the whole universe, and the Earth, that is the planet on which we are surviving now, all right, the Earth actually revolves around the sun. All right, so this concept was formulated by the famous astronomer Copernicus, all right, during the 16th century. So he was the one, you know, who taught this concept, and it you know, came out as a revolutionary thing. Okay, so he taught this to the mankind. For the first time in human history, there is a growing worldwide consciousness that the Earth itself is a living organism. So we must understand this. So after, you know, Copernicus has had formulated this concept, you know, it has become came into the notice of everyone, you know, every people, every person out there living on this earth, you know, and a growing consciousness, you know, it could be seen that the earth, the planet Earth itself is a living organism. All right, very important statement. You please underline this line if you have pen or pencil with you. All right, what is being said here about the earth? The earth is a living organism, an enormous being of which we are parts. Okay, so the earth is a living organism, all right, on which we human beings are just a teeny particle type. We are just a part of it. We are part of the earth. All right, so we are part of this large living organism which is being referred to as the earth. It has its own metabolic needs and vital processes which need to be respected and preserved. And earth, as it is being described here as a living organism, all right, so we are also living organism. So everything, you know, which are referred to here as parts and makes the whole here is the earth, all right, and we are parts. So both the things have got their own metabolic needs, both the things have got their own functional properties, which needs to be preserved, because without it, you know, the sustenance of the earth is just impossible. Okay, the sustenance of this planet is just impossible. So we need to preserve the metabolic you know, function of both these things, that is the earth and as well as that is the human beings. All right, so that is what it says about the planet in this second para. See, next paragraph. The Earth's vital signs reveal a patient in declining health. As we can see, as we can observe that day by day, what is happening, that is the condition of our Earth, the condition of our planet is, depleting. It is deteriorating. We have begun to realize our ethical obligations, very important, that is moral commitment. Now, since we are born on this planet Earth, all right, it is actually a blessing for us that we are born on this planet Earth. Since the time we are born, from that time itself, it becomes our moral obligation to preserve and respect, the metabolic functions of this planet. When we say the metabolic functions of this planet, it includes us also. Why? Because we are also a part of this living organism, that is the Earth. Alright, so we have begun to realize our ethical obligations to be good stewards of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. So whatever we do today in the present time, that will pass forward in the future generation. All right, so whatever we do, our actions, our thinking, our abilities, our thinking capacity, whatever it is, everything is interlinked. Everything has got interconnected system. Whatever we do, whatever we think, whatever actions we take, everything will pass on to our next generation. So we must keep in mind about all these things, whatever we do in our life, whatever we think in our life. All right, simply about thinking and satisfying our personal needs is not actually the essence of living on this planet Earth. All right, we must understand, we must respect, we must preserve, whatever is there, whatever things actually make the sustenance of this Earth. All right, so that is what it says. Next, you see, the concept of sustainable development was popularized in 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. Very important. If question comes that in which year was, the concept of sustainable development popularized, the answer will be the concept of sustainable development was popularized in the year 1987 by the World Commission on Environment and Development. In its report, it defined the idea as development. Now, you will get the question that what is sustainable development? All right. So, here you will see the definition of sustainable development that is given. Development that meets the needs of the present. All right. That is, in the present time we are living. All right. So, we must keep in mind about the needs of our life also, without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. But we can't, destroy, we can't ignore the things which will be needed for our future generations in the coming years ahead. All right, so we are not supposed to compromise on that thing. No doubt, we have to think for ourselves also. We need to fulfill our demands also, but we have to do that without compromising the needs of the future generations. All right, so that is called sustainable development. It has to be sustained in the coming years ahead. Our future generations also will be able to sustain in the coming years. All right, so that is what it says. That is without stripping. That is, the meaning of this definition is given, without stripping the natural world of resources future generations would need. So as we know that day by day we are just cutting down, we are just stripping off the natural world. All right, so we can't actually do that. That is what it says. Why? Because we need to think, we need to understand about the needs of our future generations too. All right. So, sustainable development, the concept of sustainable development is development that meet the needs of the present generation, but without compromising the needs of the future generations. All right, so that is what it says about sustainable development. So I hope this thing till here it is clear to you all. All right, you please go through it once by yourself. All right, you do self study. If you have any doubt, you can ask me any question. All right, so for the next part, we shall continue it in our next class. So please take care everyone, and have a great day ahead. Thank you.